Saturday, a sunny day, road trip with my favorite girl. Navigation said turn left, she said no, I know this world. Smiled and pointed down the road, trust me it's a shortcut here. Turn the wheel without a doubt, nothing possibly to fear. 5 more minutes came and went, fields replaced the city lights. Even cows looked kinda puzzled watching us drive by. GPS kept saying softly, please make a U-turn now. You looked over laughing, I think maybe somehow. Trusting you, not GPS, guessing where this road will end. Maybe we're completely lost, but at least I'm with my best friend. Trusting you, not GPS, wrong direction, right company. Every little wrong turn turns into a memory. Found a tiny little bakery hidden where we'd never been. Bought the warmest cinnamon rolls, called it part of the plan. Took a picture by the river neither one had seen before. Funny how a little mistake opened up another door. Now whenever we go driving, I still hear that famous line. Trust me, I know where we're going, makes me laugh every time. GPS forgave us later, found the fastest route again. But honestly, I wouldn't trade that little detour in the end. Trusting you, not GPS, guessing where this road will end. Maybe we're completely lost, but at least I'm with my best friend. Trusting you, not GPS, wrong direction, right company. Every little wrong turn turns into a memory. Yeah, maps can show the fastest roads, blue lines running perfectly, but they never seem to know where the best stories might be. Trusting you, not GPS, next time I'll probably agree. Even if we miss the exit, that's alright with me. Trusting you, not GPS, maybe getting lost is fine, long as you're still laughing in the passenger seat beside mine. Wrong turn, good day, worth it. We got home late on a Friday, both a little tired and slow. I just wanted one soft pillow and my favorite side to hold. But he was lying in my corner like he owned the whole estate. Leg across my blanket kingdom, looking way too comfortable today. I said, babe, that's my side. He said, since when is that a law? I pointed at the pillow then, like evidence he clearly saw. It started with a little laugh, then turned into a trial. 2 grown people fighting over 20 inches for a while. Pillow side argument, nobody's really mad, but I'm defending my territory with everything I have. Pillow side argument, he says just scoot over please. But this is not about the pillow, it's about the principle to me. He said, left side, right side, they're basically the same. I said, that is exactly what someone on my side would say. He tried to bargain with the blanket, offered half the comforter, like peace could be negotiated with one corner and a smirk. Then he made that sleepy face, the one that almost always wins. But tonight I stood my ground like a queen protecting pins. It started with a little laugh, then turned into a trial. 2 grown people fighting over 20 inches for a while. Pillow side argument, nobody's really mad, but I'm defending my territory with everything I have. Pillow side argument, he says just scoot over please. But this is not about the pillow, it's about the principle to me. 5 more minutes passed us by, both pretending not to care. He was halfway off the mattress, I had victory in the air. Then he laughed and pulled me closer, said, fine, you win whose side. Pillow side argument. Nobody's really mad, but I'm defending my territory with everything I have. Pillow side argument. He says just scoot over please, but this is not about the pillow, it's about the principle to me. Pillow side argument, same routine every night. He takes my side, I take it back, then we both sleep just fine. Pillow side argument. I win the bed, he wins my heart. Guess that's how we keep on loving, even when we start. My side, your arm, good night. You said turn right, I know this place with that confident little face. GPS was begging left, but I trusted you instead. 5 more minutes down the road, city lights began to go. Even street signs looked confused, like they didn't know us too. You kept saying almost there, with both hands fixing your hair. I just smiled and played along, like this wasn't going wrong. Maybe maps are overrated, maybe plans can take a rest. Maybe getting lost with you still feels better than the best. Shortcut disaster, wrong road, perfect view. Every turn we shouldn't take still leads me back to you. Shortcut disaster, lost but feeling fine. If we're late because of love, I can live with extra time. Found a lake behind a hill, some old diner standing still. Bought 2 coffees, shared a pie, watched the sunset hit the sky. You said, see, I meant to do this. I said, sure, I always knew this. Both of us were laughing hard in that tiny parking yard. Maybe maps are overrated, maybe plans can take a rest. Maybe getting lost with you still feels better than the best. Shortcut disaster, wrong road, perfect view. Every turn we shouldn't take still leads me back to you. Shortcut disaster, lost but feeling fine. If we're late because of love, I can live with extra time. Next time I might check the route before we leave the town. But if you say trust me, babe, I'll probably still turn around. Shortcut disaster, wrong road, perfect view. Every turn we shouldn't take still leads me back to you. Shortcut disaster, maybe that's our kind of plan. No idea where we're going, still happy where we land. Wrong exit, right person, worth it. Typed a simple little message, then I thought I'll say it better. Held the button on my phone like a confident storyteller. Started smooth for 3 whole seconds, then my brain just walked away. Now I'm saying and waiting in a very public way. I tried to cancel, missed the timing, watched it send before my eyes. 17 seconds of confusion, flying straight into your life. You reply with just one question, are you okay? I played it back and understood why you'd say it that way. Voice message, regret, why did I send that thing? Could've typed 3 little words, now it's a podcast with no meaning. Voice message, regret, I was trying to sound cool. Now I'm clearing my throat loudly, like a man who's lost at school. I said said your name 3 different ways, forgot the point around the middle. Then I laughed at my own silence, which made the whole thing worse. You saved it, I know you saved it. Don't pretend you didn't do it. Now whenever we have dinner, you replay my greatest ruin. I try to act unbothered, said that's just my natural style. But we both knew that message destroyed my image for a while. You said, send another one. I said never again. And 5 minutes later I accidentally did the same. Voice message regret. Why did I send that thing? Could've typed 3 little words. Now it's a podcast with no meaning. Voice message regret. I was trying to sound cool. Now I'm clearing my throat loudly, like a man who's lost at school. Maybe love is hearing someone at their least impressive time and still choosing to laugh with them instead of saying goodbye. Voice message regret. Now it's part of our routine. Every awkward little recording becomes another memory. Voice message regret. I still hate that little tone, but if it makes you laugh that hard, maybe I'll send one more. Wait, no, delete that, too late. Yeah. Yeah, both our phones at 2%. One small charger by the bed. You looked at me, I looked at you, like a duel was coming soon. I said mine is almost dead. You said, babe, look at mine instead. 2% against 2%. No one here was innocent. We were laughing, acting calm, but both hands reach before too long. Love is patient, love is kind, till the battery starts to die. Tiny cable, giant fight in the middle of the night. Nothing tests a couple more than one plug near the floor. Charging cable war, hearts are warm but phones are weak. We can share a whole apartment, but not this USB. Charging cable war, winner gets the lightning cord. Loser has to sit and pray for low power mode once more. You said, I just need 10 minutes. I said, that's what you said before. Then your phone made that little sound. Now you're at 11, I'm at 4. I try to act mature, like a gentleman for sure, but the second you looked away, I unplugged yours anyway. Tiny cable, giant fight in the middle of the night. Nothing tests a couple more than one plug near the floor. Charging cable war, hearts are warm but phones are weak. We can share a whole apartment, but not this USB. Charging cable war, winner gets the lightning cord. Loser has to sit and pray for low power mode once more. Then we found the old spare one, hiding in the kitchen drawer. Suddenly the war was over, peace returned upon the floor. Charging our perfect lighting, flowers blooming by the wall. I said, can you take a picture? He said, leave it to me. Hair was finally sitting nicely, smile was ready, pose was too. Then he pressed the button early, right before I looked at you. Eyes were closing every photo, half a laugh, a funny face. 200 little memories, none I'd ever wanna save. He looked so proud, holding up the phone. I looked through the album, thinking how is everyone wrong? Blink and it's gone, that's my photo every time. Eyes are closed or looking sideways, never looking fine. Blink and it's gone, he's trying his best, it's true. But somehow every perfect moment disappears when I say two. Tried again beside the fountain, counted 1, 2, 3. He snapped it on 2.5 instead of waiting patiently. One was blurry, one too close, one cut off the top of me. One looked like I saw a ghost, one belonged in comedy. People passing started smiling, watching our little photo show. Even I had to admit it was funny after all. He looked so proud, holding up the phone. I looked through the album, laughing all the way back home. Blink and it's gone, that's my photo every time. Eyes are closed or looking sideways, never looking fine. Blink and it's gone, he's trying his best, it's true. But somehow every perfect moment disappears when I say two. Maybe someday he'll capture the picture in my head. Until then I'll keep every blooper and laugh at them instead. Blink and it's gone, still my favorite cameraman. Not because the photo sparkled, but because he always can make me laugh before the picture even starts to save. Maybe that's a better memory anyway. One more photo, try again, smile.
Monday morning running late, opened up my sock drawer fast. Looking for a matching pair, thought it wouldn't be a task. Black one here and navy there, great one from another life. Every lonely little sock looking like it lost a wife. I called out, babe, have you seen the other half of this one? She said, check the laundry basket, like that hadn't just been done. One small drawer, one big case, no detective could survive. How do socks go in as couples, then come out living separate lives? Sock drawer mystery, every morning starts again. Yeah, left one found, right one gone, this is how my week begins. Sock drawer mystery, somebody knows the truth. Maybe there's a secret sock club hiding somewhere in the room. Yeah. I checked behind the dresser underneath the bed, found a charge of 3 old coins and a snack I should not have kept. She was laughing from the doorway, holding coffee in her hands, that maybe they just need a space. I said, please don't take their side. Then I tried to wear 2 different socks like a confident modern man. Made it halfway to the mirror, turned around and changed again. One small drawer, one big case, no detective could survive. How do socks go in as couples, then come out living separate lives? Sock drawer mystery, every morning starts again. Yeah, left one found, right one gone, this is how my week begins. Sock drawer mystery, somebody knows the truth. Maybe there's a secret sock club hiding somewhere in the room. Yeah, Later in the evening, she called me to the couch, held up 7 missing socks like evidence coming out. One was in her hoodie sleeve, one beneath the chair, one was hiding in a tote bag like it paid rent there. I stood there feeling humbled by the laundry universe. She said, case closed, detective. Somehow that made it worse. Maybe every household has a little unsolved crime. Maybe love is searching for the same sock every time. Maybe I should buy new pairs, all the same in black, but knowing my luck tomorrow, they still never match. Sock drawer mystery, every morning starts again. Yeah, left one found, right one gone. This is how my week begins. Sock drawer mystery, now the truth is finally out. They're not missing forever, they're just traveling around. Sock drawer mystery, she keeps laughing at my pain, but she helps me find the missing one, so I can't complain. Sock drawer mystery, tomorrow will repeat. One more case, one more coffee, and 2 almost matching feet. Yeah. Left sock, right sock, case reopened. She once told me very proudly, I'm too old for teddy bears. Then I found one on the sofa, getting brushed with extra care. Tiny sweater, little ribbon, blanket folded nice and neat. Honestly, that little teddy lives a better life than me. Every morning gets a greeting, every night I sleep well too. Sometimes I get slightly jealous, don't know if I should tell the truth. She says it's just for decoration, nothing serious at all. Then I catch her fixing Teddy when he happens to fall. Her favorite Teddy gets the best seat in the room, always riding in the passenger seat. Every afternoon, her favorite Teddy, honestly I'm second place. Pretty sure that little guy has completely won the race. Went on every little trip, packed inside the weekend bag, even had a tiny pillow wrapped up in a little plaid. One day I asked her jokingly, who's your favorite now? She just hugged the teddy tighter, didn't even answer out loud. Then she smiled and laughed at me, pulled me closer by her side, said, relax, you're both important. Guess I'll take that as a win tonight. Maybe I should stop competing with a bear that's 12 inches tall, because somehow every evening we all end up on the couch. Her favorite teddy gets the best seat in the room, always riding in the passenger seat. Every afternoon, her favorite teddy, honestly I'm second place. Pretty sure that little guy has completely won the race. Maybe every happy story needs a funny little friend. If a teddy keeps her smiling, I'm alright with that in the end. Her favorite teddy, still the champion somehow, but she saves the biggest hug for me before lights out. Her favorite teddy, guess I finally understood, sharing first place with a teddy really isn't all that bad. Good night, daddy. Good night, daddy. Good night, us. Good night, us.
She looked at me before we ordered, said I'm really not that hungry. So I got the large size combo, thinking all the fries were for me. Found a table by the window, everything was looking great. Took exactly 2 small bites, then she reached across my plate. Just one fry, that's what she promised, with the sweetest little grin. Funny how one tiny promise turned into a disappearing act. Every single dinner date always ends the very same. She says she doesn't want my fries, and somehow she knows my tray. French French fry text, nobody warned me this was real. Every time I order large, she signs herself a meal. French fry text, hating ketchup and a smile. I lose half my crispy fries, but somehow it's worth the while. Start a garden on my nuggets, like a dragon with its gold. She just laughed and said, relax, you're acting way too old. Then she stole another handful while distracting me with jokes. Honestly, she's way too good at pulling off those little moves. Next time, maybe I'll order two. That's my brilliant master plan. Deep inside, I already know she'll still win again. Every single dinner date always ends the very same. She says she doesn't want my fries, and somehow she knows my tray. French fry text, nobody warned me this was real. Every time I order large, she signs herself a meal. French fry text, hating ketchup and a smile. I lose half my crispy fries, but somehow it's worth the while. Maybe love has little prices nobody can really see. Mine just happens to be fries, shared accidentally. French fry text, I'll probably never learn. Every date I say, not today. Every date it's her turn. French fry text, take another one, that's fine. As long as you're still laughing, you can steal another fry of mine. One more fry. Okay, last one, maybe.
Walked into the grocery store, only needed eggs and bread. 30 minutes later, somehow still not halfway through it yet. Every corner smelled amazing, someone smiling with a tray. Tiny bites on paper cups, calling everybody's name. Yeah, you grabbed one and laughed at me, come on, just one little taste. One became another, four, we forgot why we came. A shopping list inside my hand completely lost its place. Turns out dinner started early, walking out aisle today. Sample station romance, every stop another bite. Falling more in love with you between the free delights. Sample station romance, who needs fancy restaurants? Holding tiny paper cups and laughing all afternoon. Cheese and dumplings, little cakes, fruit and soup we didn't need. Somehow every smiling worker knew exactly how to tempt. Our basket stayed almost empty, but our stomachs didn't care. By the time we reached the checkout, we were way beyond prepared. You looked over, smiled and said, I think we already ate. I looked at our lonely groceries and had to laugh again. A shopping list inside my hand completely lost its place. Turns out dinner started early, walking out aisle today. Sample station romance, every stop another bite. Falling more in love with you between the free delights. Sample station romance, who needs fancy restaurants? Holding tiny paper cups and laughing all afternoon. Maybe dates don't need a budget, maybe joy can be this small. Just two people getting distracted by free snacks in the mall. Sample station romance, best date we never planned. Walking out with eggs and bread, still exactly where we stand. Sample station romance, every aisle tells a story. Turns out love is sometimes found next to aisle 43. probably. Doorbell ringing right on cue. Another box at 2:30. Saw my name across the front. Thought I finally bought something fun. Opened up the giant box, bubble wrap from wall to wall. Tiny candles, fluffy socks, things I don't recall at all. She walked in with the biggest smile, perfect, it finally came. I looked down at the shipping label, yep, it had my name. Every week it's deja vu, I know exactly what's coming through. My mailbox says I'm shopping too, but none of it belongs to me. My name, your packages, stacking up by the door. Every courier knows my face, they're back again for more. My name, your packages, living rent-free at my place. I'm collecting loyalty points for things I'll never use anyway. Tiny boxes, giant boxes, some are light and some are heavy. Every package tells a story, just not one that's ever mine. Can you help me carry this? Can you grab the scissors too? I'm officially the warehouse for delivery number 2. Neighbors probably think by now I'm opening my own store. Truth is, I'm just dating someone who clicks buy now a little more. Every week it's deja vu, I know exactly what's coming through. My mailbox says I'm shopping too, but none of it belongs to me. My name, your packages, stacking up by the door. Every courier knows my face, they're back again for more. My name, your packages, living rent-free at my place. I'm collecting loyalty points for things I'll never use anyway. One day I got excited, thought the package was for me. Opened up to find another cute little accessory. Honestly, I couldn't complain. She looked happy, that's enough. Guess my name became the address for the thing she loved. My name, your packages, every week another surprise. None of it fits in my closet, still I help carry it inside. My name, your packages, maybe that's just how love works. Sometimes your biggest delivery is making someone else smile first. Doorbell rings, doorbell rings, here we go again. Opened up my closet slowly, looking for my favorite gray. Couldn't find it anywhere, thought I packed it all away. Then I saw her on the sofa, coffee warm in both her hands, wearing something very familiar, like it wasn't part of my plan. Sleeves were way too long for her, still she somehow made it work. She looked over with a smile, like she'd owned it since its birth. I said, hey, that's actually mine. She just smiled and said, our hoodie now. My hoodie is missing somewhere in your room. Every sweatshirt that I ever loved always ends up with you. My hoodie is missing, I'm starting to understand. Maybe hoodies fall in love before people even can. I bought another just last week, thought I'd finally solved the case. 3 days later it disappeared without leaving any trace. Now my closet's feeling empty, yours is looking twice as full. Funny how my shopping budget helps your wardrobe after all. Friends all tell me that's just normal, guess they're probably right. Every boyfriend learns this lesson sooner or later in life. I said, can I wear it back? She laughed and shook her head. It's softer when I wear it, was all she said instead. My hoodie is missing somewhere in your room. Every sweatshirt that I ever loved always ends up with you. My hoodie is missing, I'm starting to understand. Maybe hoodies fall in love
is missing. Guess I'm not getting it back. Maybe I should stop pretending I don't already know that fact. My hoodie is missing. Still I buy another one just to see you smiling, wrapped inside my favorite sweatshirt. Keep the hoodie, I'll keep you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 9 o'clock, the meeting starts. Our camera frame from chest to face, button shirt looking professional, sweatpants hiding out of frame, laptop balanced on a box, coffee sitting way too close. I was nodding like a leader with the blanket on my toes. Yeah, she walked past and saw the truth, tried her best not to laugh. I was giving serious feedback in my dinosaur pajama pants. From the screen I looked prepared, like I planned my whole career. From the waist down, honestly things are less sincere. Remote work, pajama boss, business on the top, weekend on the bottom, hoping cameras never drop. Remote work, pajama boss, trying to look elite, talking quarterly targets in cartoon socks on my feet. Yeah. Someone asked a tough question, I said great point, let me check. Meanwhile she was pointing at me, trying not to break my neck. I forgot my mic was unmuted when I whispered, where's my pen? She handed me a chopstick and I used it till the end. Presentation kept on moving, nobody knew the scene. A man discussing strategy beside a laundry machine. From the screen I looked prepared, like I planned my whole career. From the waist down, honestly things are less sincere. Remote work, pajama boss, business on the top, weekend on the bottom, hoping cameras never drop. Remote work, pajama boss, trying to look elite, talking quarterly targets in cartoon socks on my feet. Then the doorbell started ringing, dog downstairs began to bark. Delivery guy was waiting while I pitched a marketing chart. She grabbed a package for me, held it up behind the screen. It said instant noodles, bulk pack, big and bold for all to see. I smiled like nothing happened, kept my professional tone, but she was on the sofa laughing silently alone. Maybe office life is changing, maybe this is who we are. Half a worker, half a blanket, trying to look like a star. Maybe I should dress completely from my head down to my shoes. But if the camera never sees it, then what's the point to prove? Remote work, pajama boss, business on the top, weekend on the bottom, hoping cameras never drop. Remote work, pajama boss, trying to look elite, talking quarterly targets in cartoon socks on my feet. Remote work, pajama boss, she knows the real report, but behind every serious meeting there's a pajama support. Remote work, pajama boss, still I made it through the day. Promotion maybe later, comfort wins today. Meeting ends, camera off, back to snacks. Just one bowl, that's what we said. Late at night before the bed. Simple ramen, nice and quick. 5 short minutes, that'll stick. Opened up the kitchen door, found ingredients galore. Eggs and cheese and dumplings too. Suddenly the menu grew. Green onions, bacon, extra spice. This'll make a twice as nice. One more topping, one more plan. This got bigger than we planned. Started with the cheapest meal, now it's turning gourmet. Every little one more thing keeps getting in the way. Midnight ramen upgrade, started simple, ended grand. Just one pot became a feast nobody had really planned. Midnight ramen upgrade, kitchen turning into art. Sometimes all it really takes is two hungry hearts. Steam was dancing through the room, music playing nice and low. You were laughing at my cooking, even though it looked unsure. Found another slice of cheese, throw it in, it'll be fine. Somehow every random choice worked out every single time. Then we looked at both our bowls, couldn't even see the noodles, covered up with everything like a tiny food festival. Started with the cheapest meal, now it's turning gourmet. Every little one more thing keeps getting in the way. Midnight ramen upgrade, started simple, ended grand. Just one pot became a feast nobody had really planned. Midnight ramen upgrade, kitchen turning into art. Sometimes all it really takes is two hungry hearts. Tomorrow we'll eat healthy, that's what everybody says. Funny how tomorrow never seems to come instead. Midnight ramen upgrade, worth every extra bite. Maybe love is measured in shared noodles late at night. Midnight ramen upgrade, best recipe we found. Started with one little pack, ended with another round. One more bite, worth it.
Walking slowly through the park, holding hands beneath the trees. Everything was feeling perfect, just us with the evening breeze. Then a tiny golden puppy came running down the lane. He let go of both my hands like he'd forgotten my name. Who's a good boy? Higher voice than I've ever heard. I've never seen him smile so big without saying a single word. 5 whole minutes disappeared. I was standing all alone, watching my own boyfriend become a puppy's biggest fan. Puppy before me, guess I came in second place. One little wagging tail, and he forgot my face. Puppy before me, honestly it's kinda cute. I can't even stay annoyed when he's acting like a goof. Every dog along the sidewalk gets the very same reaction. He remembers all their names, but forgets our dinner plans. Tiny pats and baby voices, look at those adorable paws. Meanwhile, I've been calling him 3 whole times across the park. The puppy finally wandered off, he came smiling back to me. Asked, did you say something? I just couldn't help but grin. Maybe this is who he is, softest heart I've ever seen. Even strangers with 4 paws know exactly what I mean. Puppy before me, guess I came in second place. One little wagging tail, and he forgot my face. Puppy before Maybe that's another reason why I love him every day. Puppy before me, still I'll happily lose, because the way he loves the world makes me love him too. Puppy before me, every walk becomes a game. Every puppy in the neighborhood probably knows his name. Who's a good boy? Not you? Maybe you?
Summer evening, windows closed. Finally made it back home. Reached the air conditioner like I'd found a treasure chest. 24 was feeling perfect, cool enough to breathe again. Then I heard you say behind me, can we make it 28? Before I could even answer, you already had the remote. Now we're standing in the living room like two lawyers in a court. You said I'm freezing, I said I'm melting. Neither one of us was willing to surrender. Temperature negotiation every single summer night. One wants sweaters, one wants winter. Somehow both think they are right. Temperature negotiation, nobody's giving in. Love survives another evening, even if the thermostat doesn't win. Blanket wrapped around your shoulders, ice cream melting in my hand. Funny how we're sharing weather in two completely different lands. 5 degrees became a debate, lasted longer than the show. Half the movie went unnoticed, watching numbers come and go. Then you laughed and stole the remote, said it's somewhere in between. Turns out 26 degrees was the peaceful compromise we'd need. You said that's better, I said I'll take it. Sometimes love is simply meeting in the middle. Temperature negotiation every single summer night. One wants sweaters, one wants winter. Somehow both think they are right. Temperature negotiation, nobody's giving in. Love survives another evening, even if the thermostat doesn't win. Maybe every happy couple needs one funny little fight. Nothing serious, just enough to laugh about at night. Temperature negotiation, still our favorite summertime game. Tomorrow we'll have exactly the same debate again. 26, peace achieved for now.
Morning light across the mirror, I was running slightly late. Reached out for the toothpaste and I saw the crime scene. Wait, cat was missing from the counter, tube was squeezed from in the middle. There it sat so proudly, like a household riddle. I called his name from the bathroom, he said, what did I do? I held the evidence up high, like the courtroom had a clue. He said it still works fine, I said that's not the point. Some battles choose the couple, this one chose us before a toothpaste cap drama. Love before breakfast time. One tiny missing cap almost crossed the line. Toothpaste cap drama. He says I'm being too precise, but if we don't have standards, what are we doing with our lives? He leaned on the bathroom doorway with his toothbrush in his hand. Said, you're really making music out of toothpaste again. I said it's not just toothpaste, it's respect for the tube. He laughed so hard he nearly dropped his coffee too. Then he tried to fix the cap, but it rolled behind the sink. Now we're both down on the floor, questioning everything. He said it still works fine. I said that's not the point. Some battles choose the couple, this one chose us before a toothpaste cap drama. Love before breakfast time. One tiny missing cap almost crossed the line. Toothpaste cap drama. He says I'm being too precise, but if we don't have standards, what are we doing with our lives? Later that same evening, I found a note beside the sink. Cap is safe, please don't panic, with a tiny smiley wink. I tried so hard to stay annoyed, but honestly I couldn't. He looked way too proud of himself, like a man who finally understood it. So I squeezed it from the bottom, just to show him how it's done. He clapped like I performed magic, and I almost came undone. Maybe every little habit turns into a tiny song. Maybe we are both ridiculous and both a little wrong. But if small things make us laugh after making us complain, maybe that's the secret to loving every day. Toothpaste cap drama, love before breakfast time. One tiny missing cap almost crossed the line. Toothpaste cap drama. He says I'm being too precise, but if we don't have standards, what are we doing with our cap drama? Now the cap is back in place, but I know by tomorrow we'll start another case. Toothpaste cap drama. Still I love this funny life, arguing over nothing, then laughing side by side. Cap on, case closed for now.
Yeah. Brand new table, giant box, pieces scattered on the floor. You said this looks super easy, I believed you for sure. Wooden panels, little screws, tiny bags with letters too. Somehow every single part looked exactly like part two. I reached for the instructions, he said we don't need those. 30 minutes later, nobody knew where anything goes. One bolt left, 3 screws gone. How did everything go this wrong? Assembly instructions, probably should've read page 1. Now we're building modern art instead of furniture for home. Assembly instructions, missing something, that's for sure. If this table somehow stands, we'll call it a miracle. You held one side, I held another, neither one was facing right. We both claimed the other person turned the board the wrong way twice. Finally we found the booklet folded underneath the box. Turns out step number 11 should've waited after 4. We looked at each other, couldn't help but laugh out loud. Started over from beginning, much less confident somehow. One deep breath, one more try. Maybe this time it'll survive. Assembly instructions, probably should've read page 1. Now we're building modern art instead of furniture for home. Assembly instructions, missing something, that's for sure. If this table somehow stands, we'll call it a miracle. 3 hours later, standing proud, one tiny screw still left behind. Let's just agree wasn't really necessary. Assembly instructions finished just before midnight. Not exactly picture perfect, but it somehow feels alright. Assembly instructions, best project we've ever done. Mostly because we laughed more than we actually built. One screw left, looks stable, good enough. Good enough. Yeah. Winter night, the heater's on. Movie playing nice and slow. You said, come a little closer. Didn't know what I'd outgrow. Blanket started 50-50. Perfect balance, nice and fair. 20 minutes into chapter 1. Somehow none was on my chair. Little tuck from your direction. Tiny pull from over here. Every scene another inch till the blanket disappeared. I was freezing, you were smiling, looking way too satisfied. Somehow every cold December turns into this every time. Blanket border treaty, signed but never kept. Every winter we negotiate, then you quietly take the rest. Blanket border treaty, I lose every single night. Still I'd rather freeze beside you than sleep warm without your side. I tried pulling just a little, you pulled back without a word. Yeah, neither one of us admitted this was now a silent war. Half the blanket wrapped around you, quarter hanging on the floor. I was left protecting one knee, nothing else was covered anymore. Then you noticed I was shivering, pulled me closer with a grin. Turns out all you really wanted was for both of us to fit. Maybe sharing isn't perfect, maybe that's what makes it sweet. Every little silly battle ends with both of us asleep. Blanket border treaty, signed but never kept. Every winter we negotiate, then you quietly take the rest. Blanket border treaty, I lose every single night. Still I'd rather freeze beside you than sleep warm without your side. Love is never 50-50, not in blankets anyway. Sometimes one gives just a little, just to end the game. Blanket border treaty, winter's funniest routine. Tomorrow night we'll do it all exactly the same again. Blanket border treaty, no one really wins except the two of us curled up underneath one dream. A little closer, that's better. Good night.
I bought my favorite chocolate, hid it in the second drawer. Told myself I'd save it for a quiet night alone. Came back after dinner, opened up the secret spot. Empty wrapper smiling at me like a tiny crime scene plot. He said, I don't know what happened, with crumbs on his shirt. I looked at him like Sherlock, ready to do some work. Snack drawer detective, following the evidence. Chocolate gone, suspect gone, but the story makes no sense. Snack drawer detective, I know exactly who stole my midnight happiness and left one piece for two. He said, maybe you ate it. That was bold, I must admit. Then he offered me one gummy like that would cover it. I checked the trash, I checked the couch, found the truth beneath the lid. Every little candy trail led directly back to him. Love means sharing everything. what people always say. But next time I buy snacks for me, I'm hiding them far away. Snack drawer detective, case closed, mystery done. He confessed between two laughs and promised to buy some. Snack drawer detective, still I can't stay mad, because he saved the last small bite, and somehow that's not bad. Case closed.